Alright, so it's time to talk about Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is a game, as you know, I've been very, very excited for. I've been a huge Pokemon fan ever since I was really old enough to play Pokemon and, understand how it works. And yeah, I've just been on the hype train since the very beginning. I was there at midnight on November 18th to pick up my copy of Pokemon Moon. And for the past 10 days or so, that's all I've been doing. So today I just want to talk about my experience with the game so far. I'm not going to be going into any story spoilers in case you haven't finished it yet, but I've been playing it so much I just really want to get some of my thoughts out. So these games, Pokemon Sun and Moon, are friggin' amazing. Like, as a Pokemon fan, these games are all that I've pretty much ever wanted. I love Pokemon. I play it every time a new one comes out, and as much as I love it, there are always just a few things that I always wish got improved. So I was very happy to see the Fiery Death of HMs. You can still get the good moves, like Surf and Fly, which are TMs now, but I was very, very happy that I didn't have to carry around a Young Goose all the time to use friggin' Rock Smash and Cut. One of the things that I always hope for when a new Pokemon game comes out is to have a good story. You can argue in the past that some of these stories in Pokemon games have been good, and while I can agree, even the good ones are, generally pretty basic. Like, they're oftentimes very predictable, and while you may have some interesting characters, they're never really like the most interesting, all this depth to them, so you really don't tend to care about the story all that much. I did appreciate in games like Black and White where they tried to make it a bit more cinematic and stuff. Still, the story didn't really grip me all that much. Don't even get me started on X and Y story. Oh god. This game, however, blew me away with its story. Holy crap. Not only is this a good story by Pokemon standards, this is a great story in video game standards. Like, I couldn't friggin' believe it. This was Pokemon, and here I am friggin' crying at the end of the game. Even in just the characters were so much more three-dimensional. There were so many good characters. Some standouts, you had Lily, Gladion, Hal, even though I kinda hated Hal because of how friggin' positive he was all the time. Nanu, Kukui, Lusamine, Guzma, just, oh god. I'm just so thrilled that over at Game Freak they were just like, we should put some time into the story. Let's make this shit awesome. And even when there have been good characters in Pokemon before, like I said, the story has always been kind of basic, but this story seemed fresh and new because there's actually, substance to it. There's a lot of mystery and there's a lot of crazy plot twists that you never see coming up, albeit some of the plot twists are pretty predictable, a few of which myself and many other people were able to guess before the games actually came out. Some of the parts in this story genuinely shocked me and it was really, really awesome. So yeah, story friggin' great. But how is the actual game? Well, it's a Pokemon game. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but honestly, to me, it's one of the best formulas in video games ever. But they still do a lot of things to change it up a bit, make it more interesting, and most of these really, really work. Gyms are gone. Gyms are just completely gone. Now you have trials, which require you to do specific tasks, fighting a bunch of Pokemon in the process, leading up to a giant Totem Pokemon boss battle, and then when you complete all the challenges on one of the 4 islands, you defeat the Kahuna, which is pretty much the boss of that island. I was worried that these would be like the only boss type fights in the game, but they really aren't. They throw in a lot of other interesting battles along the way, and I'm so happy that this game was friggin' challenging. At some points in this game, the struggle was real. I mean, maybe it was my fault, because a lot of the Pokemon I had were really weak when they first started, and I was using them potions. And I was just so thrilled, because even with the OP experience share, the game was still hard. Because in X and Y and ORAS, I was like 10 levels above everyone else the entire time, and I was just sweeping everyone. It was still fun, but the lack of challenge got a bit boring. So it was really refreshing to see a challenging Pokemon game once again. It's not too hard. The only time I actually ever lost a battle was when I actually forgot to heal before going to fight someone else, but I did feel the threat, so that was very, very awesome. But let's talk about that team I used. As you probably know, I was Team Litten since day one. Incineroar is such a badass fire dark type. I love this guy so much. It's obviously the only way to go. If you picked Rowlame or Shitleo, you are obviously not a true Pokemon fan. All joking aside though, these 3 starters are probably some of my favorite starters ever. I know Incineroar was my choice, but honestly, Decidueye and Primarina, Goddamn. Next one on my team was Raichu. I wanted to use this thing ever since I saw it was gaining a psychic type because I'm like, oh goddamn, that looks cool. Now it was annoying training a Pichu from the beginning. I probably could have grinded out a Pikachu if I wanted to. And it was also annoying that Raichu gains a bunch of weaknesses now. You know, it's like weak to Dark and Ghost and Bug. But I'm still a huge fan of Raichu. I really liked using him. My next team member was Crobat.
Crobat? You used a Pokemon that wasn't from Alola? Get the fuck out of here.
What a fucking retard,
man.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't care what anyone says, I freaking love Crobat. Crobat is an awesome Pokemon, and I was perfectly happy with using him here. So I got all those guys on Melee Island, moved on to the next one, which is where I caught Fomantis. Oh my god, you guys, I fell in love with this thing. I don't know guys. Like, Fomantis and Lurantis may be my favorite Pokemon. I love them so much. I love them so much, and I know you guys are already commenting, well, Sarina has better stats, and it's also a pure grass type, so fuck you. Nah, you guys don't understand, okay? Okay, Sarina looks like a stuck-up bitch. Like, Sarina looks ugly, and I know it has better stats than Lurantis, but when it comes to the main game, I honestly don't know why you would choose Sarina, and here's why. This bitch is a physical attacker. Super high physical attack, special attack is garbage. The only physical grass type move it learns is Razor Leaf. Doesn't learn Leaf Blade, doesn't learn Solar Blade. I mean, it gets Bloom Doom, but every friggin' grass type gets Bloom Doom. Lurantis got it all though, you know, early Leaf Blade, generally early Solar Blade, friggin' amazing. Send that thing out against friggin' Olivia's Rockruff, just like friggin' destroys him. I just love Lurantis, friggin'. What a dude. My next teammate was Golisopod. Very, very interesting. This guy is a water bug type with the base stats equal to that of a starter Pokemon. Like, this guy is powerful. Very powerful bug type move. Learns First Impression, which is a base 90 priority move. Now granted, you can only use it for the first turn that this Pokemon is in the battle, but it's so powerful when used effectively. Holy crap. His ability is a bit of a double-edged sword though. It's Emergency Exit. When the Pokemon damages him to below half health, he will flee from the battle. Now, this can be strategically used to get free swap outs, but at the same time, when you don't anticipate to take that much damage, it can be a bit annoying. And for my final Pokemon, I wanted to use Garchomp because I am terrible and I love those base 600 stats pseudo-legendary, but I spent like 2 hours trying to get a Gabite. Like, oh god. You got a new system in the game where the Pokemon can call for help. And I think it's a really cool system, and it leads to some very rare Pokemon being available. For example, you can actually get an EV to summon an Espeon or an Umbreon. That's right, it's possible to catch a wild Umbreon and Espeon. It's also possible to get a Dratini, which, oh god, friggin' 1% chance to find a Dratini. But there's an even smaller chance that he can call a friggin' Dragonite. It would be probably the longest grind you would ever sit through. But it is possible on Route 2. Route 2, before even completing the first trial, you can catch a level 10 fully evolved Salamence. And of course, Gabite isn't that rare, you can catch him in the desert, but it'll take a while to get those fucker Sandiles to friggin' summon him, So I gave up and then went with Trapinch. I got a Flygon on my team. Same type as Garchomp, obviously not as powerful, but you know, it was the main story, I didn't really care. I didn't really need a Garchomp. And I mean, Flygon is still pretty powerful in his own right. So yeah, that was my team. We took on the Elite Four, which honestly one of the best parts in the game, the end of the Elite Four, man, that was awesome. And yeah, that was Pokemon Sun and Moon. Well, the main story anyway. I'm obviously gonna keep playing, it's friggin' Pokemon, you know. They had this awesome after-game quest about the Ultra Beasts, and then when all that crap was done, I'm like, yo, it is time to catch them all. Now, I don't mean to brag, but I did complete my Pokedex in Alpha Sapphire, and I fully intend to do the exact same thing here. And I want to get into a bit of shiny hunting like I did in Alpha Sapphire. I caught maybe like 10 shinies, and I really want to get a friggin' shiny Fomantis. So what I'm basically going to be doing now until January is completing the Alolan Pokedex. I'm already about halfway through, it shouldn't take me all that much longer. I just have to evolve a lot of things and do a bit of trades. And once you complete the Alolan Dex, you get the shiny charm. So I'll basically just be doing that until January, because when January happens, that is when they are releasing the National Dex into Pokemon Sun and Moon. That of course comes with access to the Pokebank. Then I will be transferring all my Alpha Sapphire Pokemon over and completing the National Dex in Moon. Good lord, I went on for a while. Man, I didn't expect this video to be that long. Suppose I should get back to making normal manga videos. So I will leave you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can leave your thoughts on these games in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.